Okay, I think we are back. I hope this works now. Okay. Let's see this. Hope it works. Hold that song down. I apologize most sincerely for the technical issues, but it's been sorted hopefully. So we are good to go. We are coming from the studio now. I think we are used to the studio, so Facebook is not having us. That's fine. So I think Dr. Shola is also here. Hello, sir.
Hello, madam. How are you doing today?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. I can hear you.
Okay. Can you hear me very well, sir?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you.
Okay. That's good. So I think I already introduced him, but for those who are just joining, I have a very special personality in the house on Family Talk today. He is a motivational speaker. He's a certified relationship and marriage counselor, and he also pastors a church in New York City, USA. So it is my pleasure to bring to Family Talk tonight Dr. Pastor Adeoye Shola Jordan or Shola Jordan Adeoye. It is always a pleasure to watch you, to listen to you, to learn from you, and it's a huge pleasure to have you on the show tonight. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, madam. God bless you, man. Thank you for inviting me.
Yes, sir. It's an honor. So let's start from premarital talk. We go into marriage, then we land softly on divorce. We have to talk about the D word because sometimes the only grace that will save somebody's life is actually divorce. So we are not going to be in denial. We are not going to shy away from it. We are going to try and talk about it towards the tail end of the program. But to start with, let's roll with premarital talk. Why is premarital counseling very important nowadays? Because it was not popular a lot of years back, but now it's kind of something that is being advocated for, that I've listened to you advocated for a lot of time. Why is it important to have premarital counseling?
Well, I want to first of all appreciate you. Thank you very much for bringing me on this platform. I just shared the video on my page right now. I believe my guys are going to come in any moment from now. I want my one ball. They are coming. All right. They are coming to bombard this network big time. I really thank God for your life. I've been a fan also. I follow you. I check out your program constantly. I listen to you. Man, I want to say thank you for creating this particular platform to be able to touch the life of people and educate a lot of people. And the Lord God Almighty will continue to bless you in all your ways. I want to tell you that my Muslim name is Farouk.
Oh no!
Farouk. I was born into to the Islamic family. My dad, my mom, they were all Muslims, and a time came in their life that they changed to Christianity. But throughout their life, my dad is still alive. We still visit our town in Oyo town to do Ileya. My grandmothers were all Elijah. I got married to the daughter of Elijah and Elijah also.
Wow.
So I'm not.
Now I can understand the connection better.
Yeah, I'm not strange to Islamic religion. at all.
Oh, that's good. That's
And
good.
there is one particular part of the Quran that always give me motivation, and that was
Okay.
when Muhammad instructed his servant to go to Ethiopia. That there is a Christian king in Ethiopia that will actually be able to guide them and be able to support them and protect them from the hands of the idol worshippers. And when they got there, they were able to reach out to the king, and the king said, "Do you know about Anobi Isa?" Anobi Isa happens to be Jesus. So
Jesus, yeah.
they spoke about Anobi Isa for a long time, and the guy said, "We are one. Live in this country for free, promote your religion anywhere you want to promote your religion." When I read that part of the Quran, I was like, my God. You see? And then another thing I want people to understand is that we are from the same father. We are born of Abraham. Abraham gave birth to Ishmael and Isaac. And so when you are looking at Christianity and Islamic religion, it's possible for us to have our individual differences and stuff, but see, we are all humans. We are serving God. We want the best for ourselves, and the Lord God Almighty will be with us.
Anyways.
So when we're talking about premarital counseling or premarital school, it is a very important stuff. It's very, very important part of relationship, because that's where foundation is being laid. Majority of the homes that we see today that are actually inside, that are kind of like really abusive relationship, is because the man is not well trained. The woman is not well trained. They do not understand what they are going into. You will believe with me that if you want to be a medical doctor, you must go to university. And after you go to university, during the time you are in the university, they don't even call you doctor. They can't call you doctor. You don't even know what you're doing. They're actually teaching you the elementary part of medicine. Then at the end of it all, you have to go to the medical school. When you get to medical school, that's when they're going to now make you to know exactly what medicine is all about. And then when you finish medical school, they give you your scrub, and they give you your stethoscope, and then they give you a name tag, doctor, whatever. At that point in time, you now say you are a doctor. At that time, we can believe whatever it is that you're saying. If you want to treat me for headache, I will put my head down. If you want to actually sew my wound, I'll put my hands down. But if you don't have that tag of a doctor that's approved, I will never submit to you to be able to do anything with me.
Until that time, exactly.
Yeah.
That makes a lot of sense. Yeah.
You can't be called a lawyer. You can't be called a lawyer until you go to law school. And then when you go to law school, you graduate from law school, you come out, and then you know exactly what the constitution of the country is saying. Then we can now say you are a lawyer. Likewise, marriage. You are not supposed to be called a husband or a wife until you graduate from the University of Marriage. And that's what premarital school is going to, like my own premarital school for 6 months. It's not 2 weeks, it's not 3 weeks, it's 6 months premarital school. And that premarital school is going to show you, do you want to continue with this marriage or you want to end it? Do you believe you can survive here or not? And like I said during my show this morning, there are so many women that are broken, many men that are broken. You can't find them out until you go to the premarital school. That's when you find out this girl you brought here is already broken. Because when we start talking, our response, the way she reacts to stuff, we actually show it to us that this one is broken or not. It's very important, because that's where we lay foundation.
Okay, thank you very much. So that's about premarital talk. Now, if we are going into marriage, whether a woman is going through domestic violence, whether she's enjoying a marriage, on your page, a woman, you posted question of a woman. She said, I am happily married. Then she went on and on and on to talk about a lot of terrible things, domestic violence, psychologically, physical, and all of that she's going through. And we all of us were commenting on your page that, okay, how do you define happily married? What is going on? When we were reading from the top, I am happily married, then we were shocked towards the end. So what is being happily married? Is it just like a tag or like a word that we have to use before we are married, or it actually has a meaning that we need to know then? So married women or men will know when to use it or not to use it.
Oh yes, I remember that post. I want to quickly welcome a very solid fan of mine, Idowu Popola. Thank you very much, my
Okay.
dear sister. Thank you for showing up. And she's
Thank you.
already inviting people already. That woman. All right. So when we that post, I remember that post, and if you remember, the comment was I got confused when I saw
Yeah.
the "I'm happily married" line on the post. Now,
Mm-hmm.
people get married, they believe the moment you are married and you have a ring, it means I'm happily married. When we have children and we have a house and we have a car and the husband has got a job and you have got a job also. So we believe that is what they say or refer to as being happily married. All
Married.
right. Because there is a house that we're building, or we've already finished building our house, or we have good cars that we drive, and we have children. All right. They believe that that's what the definition of happily married is all about. You will
It's all
find out
about.
inside of that text that the woman said, I'm happily married. It means she believes there's a ring in her finger. There are children in that marriage. They have a home and they have cars that they drive. She believed that's what happily married, that's what it, actually is all about.
Yes.
You understand? So, but the issue is that there's no perfect marriage anyway. No perfect marriage. Every marriage has got one particular situation or the other. To be able to say, I am happily married. I'm happily married. Happily married people, they look beyond their challenges. All right? It's not like there are no challenges there. It's not like they don't have ups and downs there, but they are so matured enough to be able to sacrifice in their relationship. It means that I'm happily married because my husband gave up drinking to stay at home. My husband gave up going out at night and coming back in the morning to stay home. My husband refused to lay his hand on me. My husband stopped yelling at me. My husband don't cheat on me. At that point in time, it's all about maturity. My wife is respectful. My wife is submissive. My wife cooks all the time. My wife don't use abusive words on me. It's not because they're always happy, but because they've been able to pay the price and they've been able to sacrifice in that marriage. So there will still be ups and downs, but yet they are able to sit down and talk about it. Like myself now. Can I say I'm happily married? I can say yes. You know why? Because I've never invited another person to come and settle quarrel between me and my wife before.
Your wife.
It has never happened.
Yeah.
Actually, early, the early days, I used to call my mom. Whenever there is something, I'll call my mom and say, Mommy, Adijao. My mom will come to my house and my wife will say, ja, Mommy, it's actually husband and wife talk. So every time I call my mom, she will put me to shame. Right? So that was when I found out I'm not matured enough to be in marriage. So I had to talk to myself. I had to talk to myself, you know what? You got to grow up. Because if any situation happen in this marriage, she's expecting me and her to sit, talk about it, move on to there, and then we're still living our lives. All right? So when you get to that position whereby you are able to hold your marriage down, the wife is matured, the husband is matured, and when we come together, we fight, we quarrel, but we sit down, settle our differences, and we keep on going. That's when you can say that you are happily married. Yes, ma'am.
Married. So you talked about challenges in marriage, that okay, being happily married doesn't mean there will be no challenges.
Yes, ma'am.
But you are able to handle them, the way you are able to be matured about your challenges, and just like your wife actually handled hers during the early years or early days of your marriage. Now, can we talk about domestic violence? Because some people will tell you that, okay, that is how it is. Billy ọkọ ṣe rí nìyẹn, kò sẹ́ni tó ń sọ fún yàn. Even myself as your mom, I endured it. I enjoy a lot of things with your dad. Endure it. But these days, we are talking a lot about domestic violence, and it is not about what you endure. Our own generation is different from the generation of our grandmothers and all of that. So domestic violence, is it the challenge we are talking about that we have to manage maturely, or it is something different entirely?
Well, When we are talking about challenges in marriage, there are regular, normal relationship challenges. Number one is individual differences. We see things differently. It's not like, okay, I'm abusive or maybe I'm slapping you or whatever. It's like, let's buy a car. And your wife is saying, I want to buy a Range Rover. And I'm saying, well, I want a Mercedes. At that point in time, there can be a kind of a heated argument. Like, oh, no, we have to buy a Mercedes. No, we have to buy a Range Rover. Now, I cannot be so matured enough and say, you know what, let her have her way because she's going to be driving the car anyway. Let's just buy Range Rover. That's what they call sacrifice in relationship. Challenges that you can deal with. Sacrifice for. All right? Your wife wants to go out, you want to go out at the same time, and somebody must stay with the kids. That's a big challenge there. And then you decided, oh, you know what, honey, you can go and stay home with the kids. And then she will leave and then stay home. Next time, she will be the one to say, you know what, I left, you allowed me to go last week. You go this week. And then you guys can settle yourself. Issue of money, all right, can cause a lot of heated argument, as in like, who is making the most money? How can we work it out? Who is paying bills? And I am not in support of 50-50 in relationship. There is nothing like 50-50 in relationship. God is expecting us to have 100% equal, plus 100%. That's why 1 + 1 = 1. Your 100% plus my 100% is not 50-50. It's not. So when we come to that understanding, we will see that there are regular relationship challenges. But when it comes to domestic abuse, when it comes to cheating, when it comes to all of this stuff, and then the life of the other person is on the line, at that point in time, it's not something anybody wants to endure. Our mothers, many of our mothers died in abusive relationships. All right? Yeah. They had no voice. They had no voice. They got nobody to report the issue to, nobody to fight for them. All right. And then many of them are depending on their husbands anyway. They don't have their own money. So they depend on their husbands. All right. So when they do that, their mothers will tell them, in their brain. Now, why am I doing what I'm doing right now? The reason why I'm doing it is that I have a daughter. I don't want my daughter to pass through what my mother went through. I don't want my daughter to pass through what my wife is going through. I want to fight for my daughter to enjoy our own relationship. I don't want a crazy man that believes husband is the head of the home, that don't understand that particular interpretation, to actually mess my daughter up. I want to train my daughter in the right way. I want to give her the necessary education. I want to make her to succeed in life. I don't want her to die prematurely by getting married to a man that do not understand marriage. So I do all this to educate men to understand that women are not supposed to endure abuse. They are not supposed to endure abuse at all. Abuse is a friend of the soul. Nobody will hear that. Even those men, they cannot listen to their daughter talk about their husband beating them. They will go there to fight. But you are making another person's daughter to suffer. So when we now look at domestic violence, it's killing a lot of people, not just only women. Men are dying too. Men are dying also. So women and men, we are not supposed to endure it. It's something we have to speak out about. We have organizations now that can see to it, that can help us, that can deal with it. Don't stay in an abusive relationship until you die. Christianity will preach that. Christianity will preach and say God hates divorce. And it has tied a lot of women down inside of this relationship, and they are there. Many of them have died. Some of them are in the psychiatric hospital. Many of them have been tied down in one particular village in Nigeria, being treated for mental issue. But whereas it is relationship that messed them up like that because of our treatment. All right, we tell them God hates divorce. Stay there until you die, and then they keep fasting and praying. Yeah, they stay there. They keep fasting and praying. Prayer that God is never going to answer. Fasting that is not going off of the roof, and they keep on doing it until they pass on. The same pastors will now be the one preaching and be saying the soul of our sister has gone to heaven, and hallelujah. Let's bury her, soil for soil, sand for sand. If I'm there, I will break the head of that pastor. If you bring me there, I will break the head of that pastor. I will put that head in his hand and put him inside the casket and cover him with the dead body. Yeah, I have buried over 35 young ladies when I was in New York, of young ladies that died inside abusive relationship, and they don't go to church. They had no reason to go to church because the church will condemn them anyway. So they stayed at home. So they always call me and say, Pastor Shola, please come and bury this person for us. The person just died in abusive relationship. So I go there, I bury them, but I don't talk about the dead body. I talk about the people that are sitting. I said, this is an example for you. Are you in an abusive relationship? It's better for you to speak out right now before you land inside of this casket. Yeah, I buried them, 35 of them. 35 of them who died in abusive relationship. Now, the issue is that we are not supposed to endure it. It's not something that we should endure. That stuff happened in the olden days. Our fathers, they abused our mothers. Our mothers could not say nothing. All right? So we are not supposed to make it to look like it's normal. It is not normal. Women are more educated now. They are more exposed now. And that is why we are having challenges in relationship right now, because women are asking questions.
Yeah.
And the more they have questions, the more it's going to be problem for men. And the men are running away from marriage right now because they don't have answers to the questions that women are asking. But I have the answers to it. Stay home. Love your wife. Stop cheating. Stop gallivanting around the place. You want to drink at home. You want to go out and hang out with your friend, go there, 7 o'clock, you are back in your house. Make sure you eat dinner with your family. Let your children see you. Be in the life of your children. Pay bills. Go to work and work. Share your life with your wife. Let your wife know how much you are earning. Open your bank account to your wife. Let her know what is in there. Put money together. Do project together. Don't send Western Union behind your wife. Don't be building houses for your parents without the knowledge of your wife. Don't be sending money to your own brothers and sisters. When it's time for tax refund, don't squander the money. Don't take the money and be sending it to your Nigeria and be sending your uncle's children to university when your wife is there. And she's the people that labored for that money. You need to respect your wife also. So domestic violence is not something anybody should endure.
Thank you so much, sir. I was going to ask about finance in marriage.
Yes.
But let me start from where you kind of stopped.
Yes.
That they're talking about cheating in marriage.
Yes.
Even women will tell you that if he doesn't bring her home, if he does mosafueto, if he pays the bill, don't tell me if my husband is cheating. I don't want to know about it. Yet they have to go to the hospital every month, every week to treat sexually transmitted diseases. They are always like, it is in men's nature to cheat. Is it actually in men's nature to cheat? Is it normal to actually cheat?
Well, I want to submit to you. I love to actually, I want to always shoot and fire the arrow direct. Now, in the heart of every man, there is that part there that wants to be with multiple partners. There is a part there that is actually so adventurous. Because when you are with a woman and the woman is actually nagging, shouting, insulting you, and all kinds of stuff, the next thing that you want to think about is to be with another person. And then you might find somebody that will give you a shoulder to cry on, probably at work. And then the more you talk to that person, the more that person is listening, the more you're going to feel like, okay, I want to be with this one. And then we look at different sizes and shapes of women. One with big behind, with pointed breast and all that. You want to touch it. You want to get there. All right? You want to do it. And sometimes it's not because we want to go and marry the person. It's just because we just feel like we just want to get there. It happens to everybody, including bishops, pastors, and imams. You know, luckily for imams, they can marry 4 wives. All right? Imams, because I listened to one wasi one time. The wasi was like, if you marry 2 wives, you know, so when you marry as multiple wives, it's good, all right, for them. So it will actually not allow them to be promiscuous. But even yet, They marry 4 wives, they still look at another woman outside.
No, that is it.
That's it. You can never be satisfied as human beings. We are Oliver Twist by nature. We want more and more and more. Maybe we want more sex. Maybe we want to, to date a Jamaican woman. We want to date a white woman. We want Chinese. We want Caribbean. We want to have it all. So it's inside of the eyes of a man like that. But you see, it is the Spirit of God that dwells in us that controls our being now. You see, when you are talking about unbelievers, people that are in the world, they can do all manners of things. But because we have given our own life to God, we must understand that we must not put the name of God in the mud. So we now develop what they call self-control. All right? There's one thing they call self-control. And self-control is difficult to achieve or to attain or to acquire if not that the Spirit of God dwells in you. You will not be able to achieve it. So many of these our pastors and our imams that you see that are sleeping with their members of their congregation, all those ones are not having the Spirit of God. Though. Those ones are business people. They are only doing church or doing mosque for business to collect money so they can sleep with anybody. But the ones that are really regenerated, the ones that are connected to God genuinely, you will find out that they're going to run away from every appearance of evil. All right? So it's about self-control. We always have it. It's inside our mind. Our flesh will demand for it. For us to have multiple partners. That's why they say men, we are polygamists by nature. But there is something in us when the Spirit of God connects with us that will actually control us, that the life we live is no longer going to be our life, but it's going to be a life in God.
Okay. Thank you so much for clearing that for us. Now let me come back to finance. Yeah. One of the issues that maybe we have to deal with, surely, like you said earlier, is finance. And now when we are talking about finance, it's different from homes to home. But my question is on keeping the same account. Yeah. It always comes up when we are talking about marriage issues. Yeah. I can't keep the same account with my husband. Why can't I keep the same account with my husband? You know, women have differing opinion on that. What is your take on keeping the same account?
Well, to me, I believe, when we talk Christianity, I believe husband and wife should actually keep the same account. And I'm going to break it down to you why I think so. But there are exceptions too. Now, when you give your life to your husband, you give your life to your wife. You trust them with your life. When they want to have sexual relationship with you, you close your eyes. You allow him to be on top of you. You don't even know, maybe he's got a dagger in his hand to choke your neck. You close your eyes, you give it to me. And the person is just giving it to you and you're enjoying it. And you close your eyes. And the man is got a dagger. You didn't even know. You didn't even know. But you gave your life away.
Totally.
But you give your money. It doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. Now, if there is a situation in the marriage that is actually not allowing me to trust my husband with money or trust my wife with my money, we need to take that problem to be fixed. We have to go fix that. That particular part of that marriage must be fixed. And that's why I tell people a lot. You see, you can't just be married and married. There is a time that you need to pause and then go to a counselor and say, you know what? We have long time goals, short time goals, but we are not achieving those things. Why are you not achieving it? It's because it's difficult to put money together. Now, see what it is. Now, I always tell people, marriage is actually the solution to poverty. Marriage.
How is that?
What do I mean? Now, independent woman getting married to an independent man. Because marriage is all about two independent people getting married. What do I mean independent? The person has gone to school. The wife has gone to school. She's got a job. She's making probably like about maybe $100,000 every year. She's now married to a man who is independent also. He has gone to school. He has gotten a job. All right. And he's making $250,000 every year. Now, when the two of them come together, what is going to happen to their money? It's going to increase because based on the Bible, the Bible says one will chase 1,000, but two will chase 10,000. It means when you combine, you will put less effort, but there will be greater results. in your life. So it is very good for husband and wife to join together. So when they join together, when they become a team, they will not stress, they will not sweat so long to be able to reach their goals. All right. But the moment I'm having problem in putting my money together with my husband's money, oh, it's gonna be like, okay, there's a problem. My husband spends money with for his family too much. My husband is not truthful. My husband is a promiscuous man. My husband drinks all the time. He squanders the money on drinking. Oh, my husband is this. My husband is that. So the moment you see your husband is this, your husband, that means there are problems in the marriage. Then we need, yes, ma'am. So we need to address those problems. If we say we are looking for a way around it, we will only be living as roommates in our homes. We're going to look for a way to endure it, to accommodate that life. Let him squander his money. I will keep my own here. All right. We don't look for a way to accommodate it. It's not the best. Now, in all what you guys are going to be doing right now, he's going to have what he's doing separately. You're going to have what you're doing separately. And marriage is not separate. Marriage is supposed to be together. All right. It's supposed to be together. If you are building a house, the name of your wife must be on the house. Why? Because it's our house. When you buy a car, it's supposed to be the family name is our car. So everything in marriage is supposed to be we, not I and I. It's supposed to be we. So anything that is making we not to be achievable is a problem. So how do we solve the problem? We identify it. My husband is a lavish spender. Now, we need to now go to a coach who is a finance coach or financial coach who is now going to train your husband. I said something on my show this morning. So many of our Nigerian men will say, oh, no, call it. So when they see $10,000, they will squander it. Because cannot build a house. 10,000 cannot build a house. So they squander it. They say, oh, what's it? So, but they don't understand that God doesn't build a house for man. God will give you opportunity to make money. You have to save it bit by bit. That's why Yoruba people say, money at the end of the day, so whatever it is that you want to do, God must have a hand in it. And that's why God is giving you the opportunity to make the 10,000. You now have to now work very hard. Yoruba people will say, so it is you that will now say, by fire, by force. So if you have 10,000, you now keep 6,000, you spend 4,000. You keep 6,000, you spend 4,000. When you do it 2 times, you have 12,000. When you do it 3 times, you have 18,000. And gradually the money will continue to increase. You buy the land, you start building the structure. Before you get to know it, boom, you bought that. So it is in marriage that things become so easy. So when you are able to trust your wife with your life, you eat the food she's cooking in the kitchen without testing the food. Maybe there is poison there.
There or no.
But you cannot trust her with your money. Which one is more important? Your life or your money? The moment you're having problems sharing your money with your wife, there is a problem. My wife goes to party all the time. My wife is buying a Ashwebi all the time. That is exactly what we need to address. She may not know. She may grow up in a kind of a party family whereby they go to party all their lives. And majority of them don't have houses. They don't have nothing. All they have is pile of clothes in their closet. They don't buy nothing. They don't build houses because they spend all their money on clothes. So the counselor will be the one to let the madam know, say, madam, this is how to plan life. This is how life is being planned. This is how you achieve. Then they actually open an account for madam. They call it mutual fund account. They start saving money there. Saving money there. At the end of the year, say, madam, how much do you have now? Say, I didn't know. I wasted my life all this time. So at that point in time, they are able to train her and they change her mindset. And then the marriage will now become solidified. Some people will say, because I can't do it, let me just find a way around it to still enjoy this. And when they do it, what they're doing is they're separating themselves. Husband, do your thing. I will do my thing. I don't believe it. My wife and I, we keep the same account. She's got an ATM machine, ATM card. I have an ATM card myself. She got one credit card, I got one credit card. So at the end of the month, we all know how much is going into the account. We know how much our bills are, and we know how much is left in the account, and then how much the mutual fund account is taking. That's it. I don't have to ask my wife how much is in the account. She doesn't have to ask me how much is left in the account. She sees it every day on our phone. One account, and that's it.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. You talk about trusting your life with your spouse, and that brings us to keeping secrets in marriage. All this thing that we're talking about, and if I have to go back to a lot of things that I've learned on your page, the issues that people bring forward to you that, okay, Pastor Shola, this is my problem. What do you think I should do? I will say, if I have to be blunt, I will say this issue of your perspective on finance, that we have to keep money together. Even when a man is building a house, your wife's name has to be there. If a woman is building a house in Nigeria, the husband's name has to be there. I would say, based on what I read and people that talk to me as well also, our community, maybe, I may not know about another community, but Nigerians, we may still need to grow to that level. The way a lot of men, like 70, 60% treat their wives, for now, as at this night, you are just among the 40%. But a lot of 60, if not 70, we still have to grow up to that level.
And that's why they don't understand what I teach. Majority of them believe that I'm against men, but they don't understand that I'm actually for men. I want men to have peace. I want them to be able to lie down on the couch and watch TV all day. Because if you actually make your wife happy, comfortable,
and open, sincerely, there will be peace.
There will be so much peace. So much. If you carry your wife along, you see, I want to buy this pen. You say, honey, I want to buy this pen. And she will like, oh, do we need it? Of course, I want to use it at work. Say, yeah, buy it. And then you buy it. At the end of the day, you're going to have peace. It's not like you bought the pen and then you come home, you are using it, and the wife said, who gave you this pen? Let's say, I bought it. Okay, why would you buy it when you know that we have other bills to pay? Then that will be a problem. Okay. Now, if you are truthful to your wife, you are transparent, your wife will not be looking for your phone. Women look for men's phone because they don't trust them. When you want to actually take your phone call, you run to the backyard. They want to take phone call, you went to the bathroom and locked the door. Or you say,
what's going on?
Then you want to keep your phone at night when you sleep. You kept it inside freezer. Why won't your wife be looking for what exactly are you keeping? Why will you be keeping your phone in the freezer? You wrap it inside a long bag. And then put it inside the freezer. Couldn't find anything. And then when your wife is looking at your phone, all of the contacts on your phone there, Obama 1, Obama 2, Obama 3. Who are these Obama? So whenever you go to me, Obama 1,
do you know?
You know saying Obama 1 is calling you, say, it's a lie. It's a woman that is Obama 1.
Exactly.
A woman that is Obama 2. All right. So the women are not trusting them. So if you are able to be transparent and loyal to your wife, you will have peace. They will not be looking for you all around the place. What are you doing? What are you doing? If you spend $10 and you tell your wife, I spent $10 on my car, your wife will not be suspecting you. All right. Don't send $10 to a girlfriend in Nigeria. And you don't understand. Men don't know how to keep secrets. The Western Union paper will be inside their pockets. So when the woman is doing laundry, he will just bring the Western Union paper and say, telling you monkey. They say in the Ozi and they say the Ozi you monkey. You know what I'm saying? And
no, say a typical Nigerian man, no. Sister Bola Balogun, she said you are not a typical Nigerian man at all.
No, I don't want to be. You see, what changed me? Let me tell you guys what changed me. What changed me was this. When I landed in America, I landed in Oklahoma City, Oklahoma State. All right. So when I landed in Oklahoma, I didn't see Nigerians. I only saw white people. So I was working with Slumber J. They are all white people there. I go to my best friend's house, he's a white guy. I see his mother and father, the way they relate. I go to their home on Christmas Day, on New Year Day, Thanksgiving Day. That's why I go over there. So I began to see some new things. I said, why are we treating our own wives like this in Africa? Why do we do this in Africa? Why do we do that in Africa? Understand? So that was exactly what changed me. I had to drop off everything I had. Then I stopped going to church for 8 years. I stopped going to where I was being fed nonsense. So I stayed away from church until God was able to now break my head and put nice stuff inside. And he now sent me back to church again. So when I now came back, I started seeing all the atrocities. I now told God, I said, I will be a crazy preacher. God said, better. That's what I'm looking for. A crazy person that can preach brilliant. So go there and hear them and stop. And you know what funny? For the past 15 years, my message has not changed. 15 years.
I know.
I've been doing the same thing for 15 years because I see it is something that is doable. You can live this life. You can be nice to your wife. You can be truthful to your wife. There is nothing, my sister. There is nothing out there. Buba won't be to mention your wife. Don't you mention by Facebook? Stay low basic.
Oh, packaging.
It's a lot. Packaging. What's my baby tell you? What do you do? Give me a minute. Oh, I lost the bathroom. I love Bobo Booking. Oh, my jabole buga. What do I have? Your wig, olórí korodo nìyà. Kò sí kankan mẹ́. Ìyá wa wo bí Scooby-Doo síbẹ̀. At the end of the day, wọ́n máa rí ó ti ná gbogbo owó ẹ̀ jẹ. Gbogbo owó ẹ̀ ló ti ná. Ó gbé ìyá lọ jẹ bẹbẹ soup. Ó gbé ìyá lọ jẹ ẹja díndín. Ó gbé jẹ ọmọ ẹlẹ́dẹ̀, bàbá ẹlẹ́tàn. Gbogbo ẹbí ó ti jẹ gbogbo ẹ̀ tán. Ó ti mú gúdà mẹ́rin. Ó wá wọlé tán ọmú wa jábọ́. Nǹkan tó fi ibi tó ń fantasize kò sí kankan bẹ́ẹ̀. There is nothing as good as your wife. Go back home. Go back home to your wife. And go stay there. Anyhow you want your wife to look like, give her money, she will look like that and even better.
I tell you, yeah.
And you don't have to dodge. You don't have to dodge to do it. It's your own thing. Oh, ní láti gbé lọ. Oh, tí ẹ ní láti fún ìyàwó ẹ ní kọ́bọ̀. Oh, ní láti gbé jẹja. Oh, ní láti gbé jẹ pepper soup.
Hello.
Oh, ní díẹ̀. Wàá kọ̀ sọ, alájà kúdí mo fẹ́ rí yín o. Alájà ń bọ̀ ni. Wọ́n bí ìyá alájà ń bọ̀ ni. Iṣẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ lónìí a máa rẹ́rìn lọ síta a máa sọ pé ìnàkúmù láì tó bá ń lọ ta ni. She will be fine. So you need to understand that truthfulness, transparency, being loyal, loving your wife will give you so much peace. And that's what I've been preaching. For you to be a kind of a double life cannot give you peace. Side chicks cannot give you peace. You will be living double life. You are hiding your phone, hiding everything. You will die prematurely.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Pastor Shola. We are a raw family. So let's go there. To women, romance will be defined as flowers, talk, sweet words, and all of that. But to men, they said romance to them is sex. So can we talk about romance and sex in marriage? What are the impacts? What are we getting right? What can we do to improve?
Well, a lot of African men are not romantic. They don't know the difference between being romantic and being sexy. I mean, being able to have sex. One man said, obìnrin sọ pé mi ò wà romantic, ó bí ọmọ mẹ́jọ ni mo fọ́ obìnrin yẹn, ó dẹ̀ ní mi ò wà romantic. And I asked the man, I said, have you ever bought a greeting card that says, just for you on Friday night? Have you ever done that? He said, no. I said, have you ever taken this woman out on a romantic dinner? He said, no. I said, have you guys gone on vacation together, you alone with the wife, no kids, nobody? He said, no. I said, have you ever bought her something just because it's a Friday night and then you mail it to her at work, even though you are going to meet at home? He said, no, I've never done it. I said, have you ever sent a text message that says, honey, I'm thinking about you. I can't just stop thinking about you. You are my all in all. I love you so much. He said, no. I said, okay. I said, have you guys been able to take a shower together one day inside the bathtub, and you enter the bathtub together, take a shower together, and then talk, and you are drinking wine and talking and all kinds of stuff, and the wife actually have candles all around the place. The man said, oh, anytime, I don't have time for all that. It's not like that. You see? So at the end of it, he was able to now see the difference, that there's a big line between having sex and being romantic.
Romantic.
Yes. See, romance will actually give sex a whole lot of meaning.
Hmm.
Romance, we give sex a whole lot of meaning. And that's why you will see that a lot of our Nigerian women, they gravitate towards the Black Americans than the white Americans now. You see them dating white Americans, Black Americans, and all that stuff, because the whole relationship, they take it to the next level. They take it way beyond where Africans can take it. They have time to do romance. They have time to go to the park and walk around. They have time to jump together. They have time to write poems and send it. They have time to buy rose flowers. If you send, actually, Nigerian women don't like rose flower. They only like amala with begiri. That's all they like. You know, when you buy rose flower for Nigerian women, they say, "Can you make it village?" Say, "Oh my God, rose flower." So there was a day in my church. In my church was Mother's Day. So I was driving and I saw rose flower on the side of the road. I said, "Let me get rose flower for all the women in my church." So I stopped and I bought the rose flower. So I gave it to all of them. And at the end of the church, you know, to my surprise, all of my rose flowers were on top of the chair. Every one of them left without taking those rose flowers. I had to pack my thing. I packed inside my car. I drove back to where I bought it from. I said, "Can I get a refund?"
Oh, good.
People I bought it for, they don't like it. But the issue is that, what am I saying is, you know, there is this big time difference. Now, we can lie down on the couch and not have sex. Actually cuddle, watch TV together, and talk. That's what a lot of women, that's what they're lacking. You see, a lot of Nigerian men, the moment they lie down with you, well, they don't waste time. And one thing about them is that it would have been good when you finish making love to her, you still stay there. The moment they finish making love to you like this, they're gone. Then you can't see them again. It's either they go to the computer, they go take a shower, carry their car key, they go out, or something, and then they leave the woman on the bed to feel like a prostitute. Because they just had sex with her and they abandon her right there, and that's the end of it. So when there is no romance in relationship, love can die. Love will go down. It's not just about the sex. A lot of men, they don't know how to even spice up their relationship. You know, some men, they come back from work and they say, "Yeah, okay? You're the bomb, you're the bomb." She said, "You're the bomb." 2 seconds, no. They call them 2 seconds noodle. 2 seconds. And the woman is not awake yet. You know, it takes a woman some time to be awake. It is not for the woman to be wet. You have to touch her body. You have to kiss her. You have to say some things to her ear. Let her body now start getting ready for the whole stuff. Now, so many men, they want to penetrate. They don't have time. The woman is not wet. They put water. The woman is not wet. They spit on it. All because they just want to be selfish and do their own thing and get away with it. All right?
Get away.
Yeah, they get away with it. And then they snore. And the woman will be awake all night looking at him and say, "Olori buruku it is," and stuff like that. And that's what women, do you know a lot of women don't even know what orgasm is till today? And they're married. They've been married for 20 years. They have never experienced orgasm before. Because African men don't have time. They don't have time to actually lie down on top of a woman and just give her attention. All they want is to actually get themselves out of the way. They do what they got to do and then roll over. All right? There is difference between quickie and the real love making. There is quickie that you do quick like 5 o'clock in the morning before the children will get awake. You do it quickly and you get away. Now, when you put romance into sex, it's always very nice. So when you come back from work, the food is ready. You bought a bottle of wine, you put it inside of the ice, and then you guys lie down on the couch and you are zipping the bottle of wine, you're talking, you're actually touching each other. From right there, you guys, after eating and all kinds of stuff, you go to the bathroom together, take a shower, and then you go straight to the bedroom. So when you get to the bedroom, it's not straight banging. It's moment whereby we kiss, moment whereby you touch her breast, a time whereby she will do whatever it is for you also. And then if you're the kind of person that actually want to do oral sex, you can engage in oral sex and please your wife and please your husband. But if there's no agreement about oral sex in your relationship, don't venture going there. Don't force your wife to do it and don't force your husband to do it. If there is no agreement, because marriage is all about agreement. All right?
Agreement, yeah.
So when you get on the bed, Take your time. Take your time. There are places in the body of your wife that will actually trigger something. All right? Some is the breast. Some is the armpit. Some is between the laps. Some is the vagina. Some is the toes. Some is their lips. Some is the hair. So when you now study the anatomy of the body of your wife, be able to know the parts where you need to touch and where you need to do. Put your tongue inside her hair. Let her shake. And that time our body is getting ready and she's entering into the cloud number 58. And gradually, you will find out she will just shake. And when she's shaking like that and grabbing you, it means she has finally entered into climax. And at that point in time, you can now come and then go into her. You'll be very surprised she will come 5 times before you even finish. And at that point in time, she will be so tired, she will sleep off, you will sleep off. When you guys wake up the next morning, the atmosphere is going to be fantastic, beautiful. All right? Your wife will not wake up being cranky or whatever. And let me tell you this real quick. When you fold the breast a lot, it's actually good to actually avoid breast cancer. Go and check it out. You women, submit your breast to be folded. Give your breast to your husband and say, "Oh, call me what? Tell long." It's a way to bypass breast cancer. As the man is having fun.
I actually read that, yeah.
When you're having sexual relationship, don't do daddy and mommy style alone. All right? Change position. Go from bedroom to the kitchen table, from kitchen table to the stove. From the stove, mama make your pot and on stove well. You know, man, we don't hear. You did so you now come to the couch, you go all be adventurous. It's going to fight your relationship up big time. And that you guys will always expect to always want to be together because you don't know exactly what is going to happen tomorrow because you are very adventurous. You will actually change the atmosphere all the time. All the time. So romance is different from sex. Yes. Romance and sex, they go together. Sometimes you can be romantic and not even have sex and just go through the romance. Go out to eat dinner by the seaside. Go out to eat dinner in a fancy restaurant. Talk about things. Take pictures together. All right? The two of you share your picture on Facebook together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That's the stuff. Yeah. That's the way it is. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Pastor Shola. Now let us go to in-laws. Because when you are talking about keeping the same account, being romantic, telling your wife everything, telling your husband everything, maybe it can work for women, but for some men, it may not work for them because
there's one that is actually right now saying jargons now. Omo Emmanuel saying nonsense. I see him there. Nonsense. Stupid idiot. People that are just so stupid. I don't understand. If you don't know something, keep your mouth shut.
We are talking about.
Why are you insulting people?
Yeah,
because
they
I don't understand. Continue, Jerry, my sister. You don't come here and be idiot. Doesn't have no brain. There's no brain inside their head. They just talk anyhow. This Nigeria.
Anyhow.
Yeah.
You know, when you are saying the truth, the people that make the women in their life slaves, they cannot sit and listen.
They'll be saying something else.
For 1 minute or two. It's like it's personal to them. It's like you are attacking them.
I don't understand. You can go to hell.
Yeah. You know.
You can just come on the network and start insulting me. Who are you?
Oh my God. I want to think that's not his real name if you check him out.
I know.
So I was talking about a lot of these things. It may work for some couple, it may not work for some because in-laws. There are some mothers that whatever the son wants to do, she has to give that permission. Yes. There are some mother-in-laws that whatever her daughter wants to do, she is the one in the house controlling her daughter's house.
Yeah.
So what do we do about sister-in-laws, mother-in-laws, whatever that are kind of putting strains on marriages?
Well, we are talking about the third party here. Marriage is actually between marriage is between two people, actually three people. The husband, the wife, and God. Even children are not part of marriage. Children, they are only the blessing of marriage. They're not part of marriage at all. So when we come to in-law have their own part in our lives, but they are not supposed to be given any authority over our homes. The mother of the husband cannot have authority over the man's home, and the mother of the father of the bride also cannot at the same time. So when we are married, the man must be matured enough to be able to hold his family down. The man must be grown, and that's why we have immature men. A lot of men that are not matured at all. They are all over. They are not mature. They are not able to be married. So they always want their mother to come into the picture all the time to tell them how to treat their wives.
What to do.
Yeah, what to do and stuff. There is this particular man that came to me that I counsel. He wanted to buy a car for his wife, so he had to run it by his mother. And the mother said it's not yet time.
Wow.
So go and keep the money somewhere. And he didn't buy nothing for the wife. So then the man went back again 2 years after. He said, can I buy a car for my wife? Because now the children are now 2. And the mother said, it's not now. Remember your brother's wife left after he got the car. Remember this one happened and all that. So the mother deprived the wife of enjoyment, of having that, okay, throughout the whole stuff. She deprived her. So instead of the man taking charge and being the man, they allowed their mothers to rule over their family. It's a disaster. Now, think about this. Your mother and father, they have their own home. And that's why Yoruba people always say, the responsibility of family in-laws are just to pray for those people. Leave them, let them make their mistakes. Let them correct their mistakes by themselves. You don't go there to rule over them. They are adults. They are married now. You leave them alone. You can only come there whenever they invite you to come. When they invite you to come and say, we need your counsel, then you come there. And most of the time, a lot of families, they always want to stay behind their own children. You don't do that as an in-law. The two of them, they are married, they have become one flesh, so you have to be neutral. Your counsel must be neutral. You must make sure you deal with whosoever is at fault. You don't want to put your own child on top of the other. It's going to ruin their family. So I want to give advice to the young men that are there. If you know you have not finished sucking mommy's breast, don't venture into marriage.
Marriage at all.
Yeah, if your mommy's breast is still sweet in your mouth, don't venture into marriage at all. Stay with your mommy until you get matured enough to disconnect. That's why the Bible says, it said, for this reason, the man will leave his father and mother and come and join with his wife, and the two of them will become one flesh. So the moment you become one flesh, it means that you cannot go back and suck mommy's breast. You have to be sucking your wife's breast now. And that's why the good book says, let the breast of your wife, let it satisfy you. Don't suck your mommy's breast again. Stay with your wife. Grow up there. The two of you sit down together, make your mistakes, rectify it yourself, and then continue to move on. When they say somebody is a wise person, he's a wise person because he has made mistakes and he's been able to rectify it. So in case anything happens next time, he will know exactly what to do. So he's a wise man. So parents, I want to quickly just advise you parents also, let us leave these people alone. Now, let me address this part quickly. Some of us will go to Africa to go and bring our mother to come and become babysitter. And we think we're helping that woman because the woman is helping you not to spend money. You are going to kill that woman faster. Because when they come to overseas country like this, there is no Mama Sukura they can go and talk to. There is no Mama Akim they can actually run to during the day. They can't talk to nobody. They will be watching Nigerian movie upon Nigerian movie over. Before you get to know it, there will always be situation in that marriage that they want to be part of. Now, the two of you will not be able to fight. Why? Because mommy is around. So you're putting things on, bottling it in, and it's dangerous for your marriage. Because you're supposed to have that misunderstanding, you are preventing it from happening, you are going to end up eating the rock. I'm not going to lie to you. The best thing for you to do to your parents is to let them come for Christmas time, Ileya time, New Year time, and then they quickly go back to where they come from. They will be able to live a good life there. They go to the mosque all the time. They go to church all the time. They visit their relatives all the time. And then whenever it's Christmas Day, you buy their ticket, bring them to come and be with their grandchildren. They play and then they go back. Bringing them here is going to shorten their life. They will actually be glued to the chair and then they'll be making phone call. Nigeria, 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 America, resource low, lot of people in they will talk on the phone. And then they run your telephone bill so high and stuff, and then you will now be complaining. Before you get to know it, the husband is having problem with the wife's mother. The wife is having problem with the husband's mom. Yeah. They stay too long. When they stay too long, the woman will want to defend the interest of his own son. The wife is saying, "This is my husband." The kitchen belongs to the wife. Yeah, the kitchen belongs to the wife, but the mother will go there and take over there. I want to cook for my son. I want to cook for my son. Is it your kitchen? Go to your own kitchen. Your husband is in Lagos. Go cook for him. So in-laws, we're supposed to draw a line. We have to have a boundary. They are very good to us. They are needed in our lives. We love them. We cherish them. But we must not allow them to be an agent of destruction in our homes. We do that not because they have intention to do it. It's not intentionally. It will just happen naturally. Because they're actually not supposed to be part of our marriage. And we bring them into it. They will just ruin that marriage. So it's better for a man to grow up first. And then maturity is not about age. There are some 50-year-old men that thinks like a 14-year-old boy. So when we're talking about maturity, we are talking about what that person has been through and be able to come out of. All right? And then that's when maturity has come to play in that relationship.
Okay, thank you so much, sir. Let's quickly go to next of kin. Okay. I read a post some time ago that women, most of this person was works in a bank, and she said that she posted it as anonymous anyway, and she said she works in a bank, and based on what those files that's available to her, she realizes that most women, they make their children their next of kin, while men make their wives their next of kin. Why is it like that? And what's your view?
What you're saying is that majority of the men, they make their wives their next of kin, and then the wife, they make their children.
Maybe the wife will do the same, but women make their children next of kins.
Yes, ma'am. Now look at this picture real quick. I'm going to paint the picture for you right now, and I want you to follow it carefully. Okay. You work with a man to accumulate wealth. All right. Now, after you die inside of that relationship, and the man decides to marry another woman. So you're dead. Everything that woman worked for is part of the property in the house. Now, when the man is gone, the man will still will part of what they have to the new wife. Are you getting my point now? So when you do that, women, they have decided. I spoke to a doctor about this stuff, and we actually argued for a long time. And she agreed with me eventually. Because she told me, she said she can never in this world allow her husband to actually will what she worked for to another woman. That everything she worked for must go to her children. And everything the husband worked for can go to the children, or can go to his wife, or can go to anybody. She doesn't care.
She doesn't care.
They want to be very careful. They want to be very careful who ends up inheriting what they labored for. Sometimes we men, we get carried away. We get carried away. The moment your wife passed on, some men will say, "I'm not getting married again." And they stay single. All true. Take care of the kid. They give all the property to the kid. But some men will end up getting married again. And when they get married again, they sign all documents and stuff. The moment the man is gone, some of we Nigerians don't write wills. Many of us don't write wills. Many of us don't even have life insurance. All right? and stuff like that. So the moment the woman is gone, the next of kin is the woman that is alive. She will take control of everything that is inside the house. She and her children will just inherit everything. So women wants to be smart.
To be safe.
It just started changing some few years ago, madam. Few years ago, it started changing. So women, when they labor to make money to do stuff, they will it to their children, not to their husbands. Because if you will it to your husband may will it to the new wife, and then they might deprive your own children from actually enjoying part of it. But you see, nowadays, children don't even need your property anymore. What the children need is good education. When you give our kids who lives here in diaspora, when you give them good education, let me tell you something. The system here will suck them in. They will actually get a good job. They will work the job. They will buy their own better houses. They don't even need your house. So for you laboring to accumulate wealth and say, I want to give property to my children, it's a waste of your time. There is this particular case of a man that I know. He's got about five houses in Nigeria. And the children are all medical doctors and pharmacists here. And one day the man now said, oh, my children, I have this house in Ikeja. I have this one in Enugu. I have this one there. And the children say, house? We don't want the house. You better go sell your house. That's your own property. The man wanted to cry because those kids are doctors now. They are making almost about $100,000 to start. They can afford to buy their own kind of houses they want to. So, my advice to the man was go sell all your property, bring your money, pay off your house here in America, and then put the rest of the money in the account and make it a kind of a college fund for your grandchildren. So by the time you go, your children will sell the house, they put the money together with whatever it is in the account, they will use it as a college fund for their children from grandpa. From grandpa. So you will be able to touch the life of your grandchildren even though you're gone.
Even when you are not there.
Yeah, because those guys, they are already educated, they are doctors, lawyers. Look at our children. They are brilliant, they're doing well. They got to college, they just go. Some of them will just go become a lawyer somewhere. They'll be making a whole lot of money. Some they become a pharmacist, some become a therapist somewhere, some become whatever. And they're doing well. So they don't really need properties anymore. The properties that we are fighting on and that is causing division in the family is not really needed. I want to quickly advise Nigerians going to Nigeria to build a mansion. You build a mansion in Nigeria and you live inside basement in America. You are stupid, oh. And you only go to Nigeria one time in 5 years to spend 2 weeks. You spend 40 million naira to build a mansion in Nigeria. And then you stay there for 2 weeks. And then come back to America to stay here for 5 years straight. You are done. Something's wrong with your head. Now, the issue is this. All of these, your children that you see here, they are not going back with you to Africa. They are not. This is where their life is. They belong here. They belong here. That they want to go to Nigeria to live there. And I want to bet it. You will go and live there. After 1 year, you run back here. You're going to run back. When you build a mansion in Africa, armed robbers are going to be following you when you are going everywhere. Hire killers are looking for you. NEPA will take light. You'll be depressed at night. You can't come outside to come and turn generator on. You are afraid. You don't know who is hiding behind generator house. You don't know nothing. So you sleep all day. You can't sleep well. Then you fall sick. When you now fall sick and go to the hospital, they now test you. You are having high blood pressure. They say you are having diabetes. In Nigeria, they will treat you. You have a headache, they will be treating you for cancer. Then you now start running. You now run and come back here. And then at that point in time, you are missed out in the life of your children. Because you are not there. All right? So it's a waste of your time, waste of your money. You know, some of you will say, I want to do business, especially the men. I want to do business, I want to do business. You go and build a house in Inyofoworogi, in Ife. 4 flats in Inyofoworogi. 2-bedroom flat in Inyofoworogi, madam. 2-bedroom flat in Inyofoworogi is 50,000 naira per year.
Wow.
That means the 4 flat is only going to give you 200,000 naira per year. How much is that in dollars?
Dollars. Oh,
yes.
God.
All right. 50,000 naira is just $100. Because right now, dollars is actually $45. $450 now to $1. Now, what kind of stupid business are you doing in a year? Somebody's giving you $100 in a year. It's a stupid business. Why don't you just put your money together and come and do something well for yourself? Yeah? But see, if you have the kind of money to buy a land in Lekki Phase 2, you have money to buy a land in Banana Island, and you build a house in Banana Island, that's a good business. It's a wonderful business right there. All right? But for you to go to Yobo, or you go to Ibadan, or you go to Ife, or you go to Ilori, and you go to any family and one mama, you go very like mama. What they call Lake Nasibe, can't live at marry mama, we get almost here now, Law America, or Daniel, or dead. You know, so and then our men, when they get to that age of 45, that's when that thing normally happens to them. They want to go back to the 45. Because they cannot oppress people here. There's nobody you can oppress here. So they believe that they have people to oppress. So they want to relocate. When they now become 50, they now don't come back. Because now they are sick. They are having problem, high blood pressure. They are having a kidney issue. They are having everything. So they don't want to die in Nigeria. They now run back here again and stuff like that. It's a waste of your time. You don't need all that. So in the family, we need to understand how we handle all of this kind of stuff for us to be able to have peace.
Thank you so much. I have just 2 more questions before we let you go, sir. And I will just talk about children now. Then lastly, we talk about divorce. And I think you are really trying tonight to cover a lot of issues that we need to learn a lot from you tonight. So on children, when they start getting to that teen age, from 13 upward, it's a lot of in many homes, it's like kind of new challenges. You know, mothers, father, they have to deal with a lot of things. They don't want to listen. They think they are old enough. They want to make their own decisions, and at the long run, it's always wrong steps. But Yoruba will say, "Omo to ba da niti baba, iti o ba da niti yai." For families dealing with children who are having challenges with their adult children, with their young adults, what kind of advice do you give to them? Is it just about the mom that has to deal with this and the father just has to take the glory, or is it the responsibility of everyone?
Yeah, it's the responsibility of everyone. And you will see that when daddy is missing, there's going to be a part of the home training that's going to be missing. When mommy is missing, that will be part of one home training that will be missing out of it too. And that's why I saw a video on Facebook some time ago of a young boy who was actually destroying the mother's kitchen. Was destroying mother's kitchen, and the mother was videoing it and stuff. That's actually the effect of a father missing in the home. Effect of a father missing in the home. Now, your daughter is supposed to love through you as a man. Is supposed to learn to love through you as a man. That's why you see daughters, they're always beside their dad. Daddy. And then they start loving the guy. The guy start giving them the love. So daddy happens to be the first boyfriend of that girl. She will grow up knowing how to love and the definition of love through the father. And likewise, the boy too, will grow up to know love through the mother. That's why we boys always get attached to our mothers. My mother happens to be my first girlfriend. So she's going to be the one to teach me how to love somebody. All right. My dad's supposed to teach me how to be loved. So whenever you are inside an abusive relationship, you will know. Because this is not the way my dad will love me. This is not what my dad always said to me. And all kinds of stuff like that. So in the relationship, in a marriage, the responsibility of both the father and the mother is to take care of the children. It's a great responsibility. That the life of those children, they are actually in your hand. The blood of those kids are in your hand. Whatever they turn out to be, you are supposed to be the one to train them, nurture them, and make them to become whatever it is that they're supposed to be. So to be a man, you need a male figure in your life. To be a woman, you need a female figure in your life. The problem today is that we are allowing women to train boys. And the boys, instead of them becoming a man, they become a sissy. Because it's the mother that trained him. He will become a sissy. He doesn't know how to do anything. Then he will get married. His wife will start running his life for him. Because he's a sissy. So he needs his father to teach him how to hunt. He needs his father to teach him how to protect. He needs his father to teach him how to fight. He needs his father to teach him how to resolve issues. All right? Now, like begat like. A lion will give birth to a lion. And a goat will also give birth to a goat. So anytime you allow a man to take care of his son, it will be a man. But when you allow a woman to take care of a man, it will be a sissy. So it's not supposed to be. You see, broken homes. Now, divorce has caused a lot of havoc in our system. That a lot of all those our kids, they grew up with with a single mother. They grew up with a single father. So they are missing the part of a mother, or they are missing the part of a father. And then when they have stepdads, they don't listen to their stepfathers, because they will tell the guy, you are not my dad. You can't control me. You can't do this, you can't do that. And even though even if we have father and mother in the home, many of us are actually running after money. Daddy is gone, mommy is gone, nowhere to be found. We leave the children with babysitter. What kind of value will the babysitter put inside of your own children?
Your own children.
Yeah, babysitters are the one training our kids. And the babysitters are Caribbean, they are Chinese, they are Black Americans. And then our children will start misbehaving. They don't understand our culture. They don't know how we respect people. They don't know how we talk. They don't know anything, because they are being trained by babysitters. And now that's why we actually where we are today. So my advice to family is that even if you are together, I believe that the mother should actually pay the price to actually get a kind of a part-time job. Let the man go and get a full-time job to pay bills. You only support with the little that you have, so you can be home and be able to see to the need of your teenagers. Train them. I remember when my daughter just came into America, and probably around that time, she actually started with a menstrual period. And my God, what happened? She went to the bathroom and she shouted, "Daddy, daddy, daddy, blood, blood, blood." I couldn't know. I don't know. I felt like, should I pass out? Should I crawl on the ground? What am I supposed to do now? I had to run to the junction. I had to do this. I had to do that. But at the end of the day, everything was okay. But it wasn't that easy. Like if mommy was around.
Yeah.
Wasn't there. All right. So when mommy eventually landed, life now balanced up. Because mommy is around, daddy's around. I'm the kind of person, I don't beat my kids. I don't beat my kids. My wife is different. All right, she's different. You don't do nonsense. Don't do yama yama. She will deal with you. All right. So I'm different. When you come to a family, you must have that balance. Somebody must actually be tough, and the other person must be gentle. So when they go to the tough guy, and the tough guy is tough on them, I will rub on their head and say, "Don't worry, mommy is only trying to let you know that she loves you." So we balance it up. We keep coming. With that, it's easy for my daughter to talk to me and tell me anything. It's easy for her to talk to her mother too. So we need to actually create that relationship with our children by staying home. Don't always be gone. The competition in marriage is messing up things. Money. A daddy wants to make more money than the madam. Madam wants to make money more than daddy. We are all gone. Yeah, and then we leave our children. And then you begin, because what you get to know is some of those teenagers can get raped. Some of them can get pregnant. Some of the boys can start smoking in their hand. They start robbing and doing all manner of things before you know it. And then at the end of the day, you allow it to happen, we are going to be destroying our own names. And then at the same time, we destroy the destiny of those children also. So we are doing it at home. Daddy, if you are divorced, still find time to be in the life of your children. You and the wife may not have agreements, but agree on one thing: take care of those children together. The time they come to your own house, don't use them as a grenade to explode at home. Okay, don't use them as a weapon of mass destruction because of your wife. Don't be telling them bad things about their mother. All right, when they come to you, train them to become a man. Train the girls to love. Put your love into them, protect them. So when they go back to mommy, they've been able to learn something from you. Mommy will teach them another thing, and then they come back to you. And you guys must not talk bad about the other person, Don't talk bad about your ex-husband, and don't talk bad about your ex-wife. When you guys are taking care of children together, don't use the children as a kind of a weapon to fight. All right? Always train them together. Agree on one thing. You might not agree on anything, but agree on one thing, and that's taking care of these teenagers.
Interest of the children. And finally, we are going to talk about divorce now. And I'll start by asking, is marriage actually for everyone? Then if not, when is it to take that option of divorce? To if it's not working for you and maybe probably is not for you, when will you advise that divorce can be an option?
Well, I really don't think I have the right to say divorce. I mean, marriage is not for everybody. Everybody can play their game the way they want to play it. You can call the shot the way you want to call it. I interviewed a young lady. She said to me, "Say, Pastor, I really don't want to get married and I don't want children." And I said, "Why?" I said, I can't even take care of myself. Why would I have children? I really appreciate her sincerity. I really appreciate her openness. She's not able to take care of herself, so she can't take care of a kid. And then to get married in African setting, everybody will be asking you, and that stuff is actually going to mess up a lot. Yeah, and that's what will mess up a lot of lives. And likewise, marriage too. People will see you the moment you are getting towards 28. They will say, marriage. And then, yeah, we put a lot of pressure on them, and some of them will get married to wrong people. All right. So when we now talk about marriage, is it for everybody? I can't say it is for everybody or it's not for everybody. It depends on people individually. If you want to get married, good. If you made up your mind that your marriage is not for you, that's fine. It depends on the circumstances. It depends on where you find yourself. You actually love yourself so much, you don't want problem for yourself. I say, you know what, marriage is not for me. It's your own shot, you call it. Now, number two, when is the time for us, if you're a married person, when exactly is the good time for you to walk away? In our system, Nigerian setting, people believe the moment you get married is actually for better, for worse, until death do us part. Now, the good book did not say until he kills you or until you kill that person. All right? It's not. They're not ready to. That's not what the good book is saying. Now, the issue is that when you are in a relationship, and that relationship is good, you are enjoying the company of each other. Even though we have ups and downs, like I said at the beginning, there will be ups and downs. And we have ups and downs. We fight here today, we settle tomorrow, and all kinds of stuff. All right? Now, and it's something within the control of both of you. You guys are able to control it. Even though you fight, you settle, you move on. And you're growing day by day. All right? So with that stuff, you guys can carry on with your life and be together until death. Do your part. But in a situation whereby you are married to a man that you do not know before, and then suddenly he just came up to be a bully, someone that is abusive, slapping you, beating you, black eyes today, broken hand tomorrow, broken leg next week, and all kinds of stuff here and there. At that point in time, you need to start talking to a counselor. At that point in time, you need to start opening up because your life is actually on the line. Your life is on the line. As a coach, I was being trained to protect lives. As a counselor, I've been trained to protect life, not to allow them to die. So we do recommend divorce. And why do we recommend divorce? Is for them to stay alive. Many people, you see, in the past 3 weeks, over 4 men killed their wives. And you will see it on social media, even pastors are part of them. Even pastors are part of them. Yes. Even pastors are part of them that killed their wives. Now, I didn't mean they have seen a counselor right now. The counselor could have protected the life of that woman that died. You are useless in your grave. You are useless in your grave. The only time you're useful is when there is breath in you. That's
life,
You see, a wedding ring don't make a man. A wedding ring don't make a woman. Because you want to have a wedding ring in your hand, and you are now interested in actually enduring abuse, you will end up in the casket. Now, when you die, your children will suffer. Many of your kids will not be able to become what they actually aspire to become. Because the next mother that will come into their life may not be able to pray for them, may not be able to run around for them, may not be able to give them what they need or what is needed to get them to where they want to go to. You will be shaking in your grave when you see your children that are suffering. Your children will live as the shadow of the children of the new wife. Your children, they will live as the shadow of the children of the new wife. It's better for you to actually disconnect from that marriage and be able to be alive for your children. Send them to school alive. They'll graduate when you're alive. They will now get a job when you're alive. They will get married when you're alive. And then you go there, and when you start crying during your testimony, everybody will now see the reason why you stayed alive. People that were mocking you before, they were saying, oh, you are stupid. You got divorced. You did this. It's not right. On your daughter's wedding, on your son's graduation party, when you grab the microphone and say, if I talk, I'm going to be here for 20 years. That's when people will come and be holding you. You will now see your family members will now come and stand behind you. They will now touch you from behind. Like, mommy, don't worry. We know. We now understand why you are alive. You kept yourself alive for this day. Some women have passed on the wedding day of their children. And that's why we always pray. Understand? Me? Understand? So it is better for wedding ring to fly off your finger and for you to be alive than for you to be in a casket and your children suffers and your family suffer. And then we people that love you, we miss you. All right? So that's why I said that even biblically, Bible agrees to divorce. Inside of the Bible, in the Bible, there is the agreement to divorce. Matthew chapter 19, verse 9. It says, if you divorce your wife and remarry, you have committed a sin, unless there is sexual immorality. If your husband is cheating and you want to leave, Bible will advise you to leave. That nothing is binding you together with that man the moment he has broken the covenant of marriage. The only thing that can keep you there is if you are willing to forgive him. All right? So, divorce is biblical. In the Bible records it. Bible agrees to it. When a man is cheating, you can divorce him and remarry. When you marry an unbeliever, you can divorce him and remarry. 1 Corinthians chapter 7, from 1 to the end. Read it, you see it there. And in the Quran also, you see it right there. So it's just our system, our environment, our culture, all right, that believe that you marry and you stay married. Every one of us will actually pray for us to be married and stay married.
Yeah.
Our prayer is not for us to be married and get divorced. But there are situations that can occur in marriage that will actually warrant you to walk away. And then the very first time you must think about walking away if the abuse is getting towards your throat. You're about to die. Now, abuse is not just only punching me in the face. There is physical abuse. There is verbal abuse. There is emotional abuse. There is sexual abuse. There are all kinds of different abuses that people can experience. But Nigerians always believe that it's only the physical abuse that is abuse. No. There are so many things that can be abused. If your husband refuses to allow you to progress in life, that's an abuse. You want to go back to school and get your master's degree, and because he didn't go to any school, he is a primary school graduate. He didn't want to become a master's degree holder, and is now abusive towards you, preventing you to pursue your dream. That's an abuse.
Yeah.
It's an abuse. If your husband is mentally abusive, all right, if your husband is emotionally abusive, if your husband is sexually abusive, some women here, as I'm talking right now, it has been 7 years they have not had sex with their husbands. It's not because they don't want to have it, it's because the man is not ready to have sex with them. All right? They use sexual relationship as an instrument of punishment.
Punish them.
Yes. All right? So it's there. That's sexual abuse right there. When you force your wife to do anal sex, that's abuse. That's abuse. If the wife doesn't agree to it, because all these people that do anal sex, he didn't want to do. wọ́n wá máa wọ jápà káàkiri ìdí ọmọ ìdò iná máa rùn bí ìgbẹ́ tó bá jókòó sí ẹnu mọ́tò èèyàn yàgbẹ́ síbi wọ́n yàgbẹ́ síbi àwọn obìnrin yẹn ló kù. So when the woman is not agreeing to it and you are forcing them to do it, that's an abuse.
That's an abuse.
When you take money away from a woman, that's an abuse. All right? That's abuse. So when that is going on, you end up becoming stagnant in your life. It's time for you to run. It's time for you to move on in your life. When the abuse is actually getting towards here, it's time for you to call out to a counselor and let them look into your life for you, and then they can now advise you to move on. Now, divorce is not the end of your life. It's just the beginning. It's just the beginning. Because when there is life, there is hope.
There's hope. Exactly.
Now, don't look at your investment in your own to say, let me die here. Oh, you have labored with him for 20 years. And so what? All the money is not equal to your life. Let him have all the money. You walk away from it, go back to school, get a better job. You will find out that your prosperity will return back to you. And then you have a kind of elongated life, and your children will be a source of joy and happiness to you. Yes. So inside of our life, we have to understand that divorce is biblical and is in the Quran also. And
it's allowed.
Quran also, and it's allowed. And anytime, any day that you see the appearance of evil, the Bible says run. So when you see the appearance of evil, this person is about to take my life, you take off running, be a single mother, and live your life by yourself.
Thank you so much, Pastor Shola. I don't know if you have a final word before we let you go. Thank you so much for taking all our questions today. I think we covered a lot.
Yes,
so your final word, please.
So my final word is that don't hesitate to call. Don't hesitate to call when there is a need for it. Nobody's going to make fun of you. All right? The people that are making fun of you today will dance with you tomorrow. All right? People that actually look at you as a ridicule today, they will dance with you tomorrow. Call so that you can stay alive. When you are, even men also, you men, you are in an abusive relationship, make that phone call. All right? Make that phone call. Talk about it. Call the professionals. Let them talk to you. Let them talk to your wife. And then at the end of it, you will be alive for yourself, alive for God, alive for people who love you, and you'll be alive for your children also. May the God Almighty be with you and bless you in Jesus' name. Amen.
And you too. Thank you so much. Thanks so much. It's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you on the show tonight. And we have learned a lot. It is we cannot even quantify this. We value it, we honor it, and we pray that God will bless you. Thanks so much, Pastor Shola. May God continue to uphold you and keep you for long, so that we can more. You can do more. You can impact more. Thank you so much for our invitation on Family Talk. Good night, sir.
Bless you. Bye-bye.
Okay, and that is it on Family Talk today. I want to say a big thank you to everyone that has been part of the show tonight. I hope that one or two person will have been able to pick one of the topic. Is it premarital? Is it being happy? Is it finance? Is it in-laws? Is it sex, romance, money, domestic violence, divorce, peace of mind, relationship? One thing or more. I'm sure we have been able on the show tonight, and I hope we put that to use. Join us again when we'll be coming with another guest, looking at another topic on Family Talk, and that will be in 2 weeks' time. But I will be on this show on my page next week Saturday with another program called Ladunloin. Then the upper Saturday after that, I'll be coming again with family talk. Thank you so much for all your comments, for your time. I had a lovely, wonderful time. I laughed as usual with Pastor Shola. I hope we had fun. So thank you so much, everybody. Good night. Thank you, Sister Miriam Ritala. Sister Adetong Ojo, thank you so much for sharing, for your comments, for being with us on the show. We really appreciate you, sis. Thank you so much. Sister Shola Onifade, thank you so much. Sister Bekis Mafe, thank you so much. Sister Yinka Dairo Muhammad, thank you so much. My sister, Mrs. Hakim Latidoye, thank you so much, everybody. Good night.